Hi everyone, I'm here for a little video to discuss a little bit how I use a couple of DIYfish inserts. There has been some discussion about the new DIYfish LMI version Carie inserts, and I had posted that I use them in two sizes. I use them in what she calls the pocket size, and I also use them in what she calls the Traveler's Notebook regular size. One thing to note, the pocket size is a little bit smaller than the passport size. The pocket size is 82 millimeters by 120 millimeters, while a real passport size is 89 millimeters by 124 millimeters. And so I have a bunch of notes here, and even you can see I took notes when I was out and about in a little notebook I just threw together in a passport size, and then spent a lot of time thinking about them in the Midori size. So let me first show you how I have them in my notebooks, because that's a little bit different and a little bit interesting. So let's first go into this is a Chic Sparrow by Jennifer Harvey. It is a creme brulee narrow size, and it is the dark chocolate. Someone would ask, so that's what this is. So this is just a grid book I made with some planning. Now here's something that's very interesting that I use is I make one insert. You know, the file that I have there are 3 months at a time. So I have October, November, and December in here. And so everything that is in this one is for Midori Designs. It's a Etsy store that I've started. Then what I have here is a notebook, a grid notebook, I'll just open to the center, that I made myself, and it is where I take a lot of different notes. Then what you'll see is I have it upside down. So that way I can use one notebook, but have two, and I don't have anything in here yet because I haven't spent any time yet on this project. And then I have here a copy of the DIYfish insert. I do have a few things in there, but not in here. So that way, you know, I've got my LMI version Carie, and then a notebook for it. Then if we go back the original way, I have the Midori Designs with a ton of stuff in here, and then the notebook. So let me first pull these out and separate them. They're just held together with one of the Midori elastics. And then I have the exact same thing in my, this is a VIP order that I had from Jennifer Harvey at Chic Sparrow that I designed and gave her measurements, and it's wonderful. So I have the exact same thing, and what I tried to do was to have them in matching colors. So let me grab that and put that out of the way. And okay, so those are the Telemon project. This is the Midori Design project. Let's see. And the reason I have gone to using this one, the version Carie, was I did have the small project management, and there were some things I liked about it and some things I didn't. There were a lot of different types of squares and grids, and I don't even have one available, but there were lots of squares and grids and things that I just wasn't using, I think, to its fullest. And so I decided to give this a try, and I'm really, really, really happy with you know, the result. So one thing to note, let's let's open up the little pocket one. So it has, you know, like almost all DIYfish calendars, some sort of, here these have nothing in them, so we'll set them there. Some sort of a calendar. And it's usually a fold out or it's all on one page. These have a fold out because Carie is very partial to the fold out. Now on this calendar, I do not list anything at all. Let me pull out a couple of things out of my wallet so they're not there. There's nothing on here planning wise. All of that type of stuff takes place on my monthly view that I have right here in my passport. And this is just the Midori one, and you can see I like Halloween and fall, and so I made it festive. Or in my weekly one, which again is the Midori. And all that's in here is home, work, that type of stuff. And everything that is on here is pertaining to the projects, whether I've ordered something, a certain day I'll write down I've ordered it, or a certain day it's arrived, or what I plan to do on some day, I put that here. Now, this one, the pocket size one, is the one that is with me all the time in my wallet, because I have it with me at all times, and I always have a pen. This one, because of this size, I might have it with me if I'm teaching, but most of the time it's right here at the desk with the computer in the crafts. And I'm so sorry for the little puppy. His little ball has gotten put away, and I have to find it for him just once. The passport size, or what she calls the pocket, I keep with me in my wallet. And since it is smaller, you know, there isn't quite a lot of space, but you're just writing a few things and then you have a notebook for other things. But something that I have done is I have done a tip-in, so if I need more space to write, I will. And you can see I've actually done that in here. I needed quite a few tip-ins, and here we are at this week. And what I do is I use it 1 week at a time. And let me talk a little bit about what and how I use this. Let me go to a blank one just so you can see. So here's the monthly calendar. And Carie talks about all of this in her video for events. What I do here is I don't list events for the, well, sometimes I list events for the project, but most of the time it's like events that are happening that I know will distract me, like here. Fall break, when classes resume, you know, this is a very busy week for Tulsa Ballet, and the week after that we have a Tulsa Symphony week for our Halloween concert. So I know that around those times and in those weeks, I probably won't have as much time to dedicate to my project because of, you know, being busy and occupied with that type of stuff. So that's what I put there. And for the projects, I put the actual projects that the project that I am working in and that I created this insert for. So one insert for the Pikidori designs, one insert for the Telemann Sonata publication that I'm working on. And I had to do more time with this than with this month. But come late November, December, January is when this will start to take over. And this hopefully will be smoothly rolling and maintaining itself. So that's what I put there. Then what I do for the page with the weeks. Let's see. I usually keep track of things that I plan to do. You know, things that I thought I would get completed, stuff that I want to do. And then I go into much more detail here on the week page. On the week page, I use to keep track of all things related to the project. Things that I thought about, things completed, things still left to do, any questions, people I need to consult. If I run out of room, then what I do is I do a tip-in. So you can see here, there's a tip-in. And then I just write, week 42 extra. This one, I had a lot of stuff that I had to think through. So there's a couple of tip-ins. And it's usually just like I just take, some grid paper that I've made and use that. And this is one of the reasons why I decided to put one project in one insert that I print. Because I had, some Telemon stuff in here, and I had some Peaky Dory designs, and then, I was designing, this wallet, and so I had a lot of that stuff in there. And so what I decided to do was, because the stuff started to get blurred. So what I decided to do was to print one insert for each project. And that way I could have a larger one at home, where I have more room, and a smaller one to, take with me. Let's see. This right here for the weeks on this one page. Sometimes what I also do is I use bullet journaling, a code, so I know a little bit more about each idea. And this video is probably going to be really boring, I'm sorry. So, if I got a task, if it's completed, sometimes an X or a check. If it's migrated or moved to another day or another week, an arrow. If it's an event, a circle or a square. I'm not very particular. If it's just a note, it'll have just a little dash. If it's an important or priority, it'll have, an asterisk. If it's something inspirational, the exclamation point. And if it's something that I need to research, I'll put like an I, or, I'll put a question mark sometimes. So let's see. Another reason why I have one insert for each project is to keep like items together. When I had them all in one insert, it just got so confusing, and I had to have that. Also, if it's something that I'm working on for a project, where I'm physically getting paid, and if they, need a record of billable hours, I can have all of that stuff when I'm on the go in here, and then transfer it to the, let me get these a little bit set. I can transfer it to the larger insert. So, then, I have proof of what was accomplished, time, and all of that stuff. And also, if I have to, have written record, I have it at two places. I have it at home, and I have it with me on the go. So this has probably been a very strange video, and I have a feeling I'm going to have to splice it and cut it up and re-record some things. So there you go. I'll be back for more.